Hello, friends and strangers on the internet. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back with another Patreon request. Thank you so much for your Patreon request and your support on my Patreon for my channel. I really appreciate you. And thank you to everyone else who just is here watching my reactions. I appreciate you as well. Let's jump into this, shall we? Today we are checking out the artist Beth Roars. I am making a lot of assumptions here because I just copied and pasted the link into the into the URL bar and just was like, let's go, and then paused it immediately, obviously. Anyway, so I'm assuming this is a solo artist, but it could be a band. I don't know. But we are checking out their song or her song, I Don't Live Anymore. And I am already immediately intrigued because in this very first frame that I have here on my screen, it says chapter 6, I Don't Live Anymore. So I'm already intrigued, like, what has happened between chapters 1 through 5? Are there more chapters after this one? I really have no idea. So I'm going to try very hard not to be curious about those because I highly doubt any of those questions are going to be answered during a blind reaction to chapter 6. But I am already curious. So I'm just taking this fully at face value, and I'm excited. Let's just jump into this. Again, we're checking out Beth Roars and the song I Don't Live Anymore. If you want to give me some more details about this artist or this song or this series of chapters, please feel free to tell me in the comments. Let's jump into this. Let's go. Wow, that was a long intro. Oh boy, let's go.
Don't wanna die waiting for a moment to appear. Something that'll make me complete. I keep walking forward, like I know just where I'm going. Still scar my tired feet. I always the reason would show me the way. For a reason it's very polite. Throw open the curtains and let myself feel. Embrace the teeth that bite. I don't live anymore. 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 I need some.
This feels like a good place to naturally pause and take it back. So it feels like she's running away from something or towards something, but it feels more like away because she keeps looking behind her, which tends to happen when you're running away from something. And I think that they intentionally put that in there so I can, we can pick up on that. I also see like this depiction of her in what I'm assuming is her room. And she seems to be having some sort of like mental breakdown of some sort or emotional breakdown. She's, just kind of she seems to be, lost in thought, putting her head in her hands, just all over the place, looking out the window, sitting on the bed, sitting on the chair. I'm not sure what she's doing specifically here, but there's something on the ground that she's looking into. I'm getting like vague Cinderella vibes for some reason. It could just be because she has this tiny little room in this attic and it's very plain in this room, but I don't know. And it could be, the cottage core dress kind of. Especially juxtaposed, right next to all the other more modern like things like the bridges and the cars and stuff. That's very, very interesting. But again, that's what I'm getting so far. I love the lyrics. I love her voice. Yeah, let's take it back to about here. I also love how like sometimes she's running backwards and sometimes she's running forward. I wonder if that is, you know, more symbolism or if it's just interesting for the video. Anyway, let's keep going. I feel like I just saw her intentionally prick herself on that cactus just in this frame here. Like you kind of look, I know it's kind of faded because this is like, I guess this is supposed to be like multiple moments at once, but I see her hand here. It's almost like she's pricking herself on purpose on the cactus. So I'm wondering if this is a song about depression, like because she's just kind of sitting there wasting time. She's intentionally hurting herself, and the implications that come along with that. You know, she's running away from something. I feel like this song might be about depression, or like just going through what life feels like when you're depressed. That's what I'm going for. I think she's going for here. But I'm sorry for all the rambling. I want to make sure I'm getting everything. Let's keep going.
I need some connection. I've prayed for it, hoped that this is my chance to be free. Sweet dreams have been lost until I found I can't lose myself in love or fantasy. We live in this world that squanders real living. I don't wanna fall in line. All the rivers run dry. I am empty of giving. Brings joy with thorn entwined. I don't live anymore. I don't live anymore. I don't live anymore. I don't live anymore.
It's very fascinating and mesmerizing watching her hair moving the way it does, but backwards in the video. I'm just very, very fascinated by that. And I'm really glad that the singer is repeating the lyrics, because I am just so into the way the hair movement is right now. I'm very sorry, but that is just so mesmerizing.
I don't live anymore. I don't live anymore. I don't live
Okay, so the last bit of that song really hit me really hard. Like, holy moly. My goodness. I think I'm on the right track about it. Definitely being a song about living with depression, especially when she wasted, especially when she mentioned like how much time is wasted. I do want to double check about it though. There are some lyrics that I was kind of unsure about, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video and then check out the lyrics real quick, and then be right back. Okay. Oh goodness. Um, I think I was kind of on the right track, but I was kind of off at the same time. After rereading these lyrics, like, certainly there is a form of grief or depression going on here, certainly. But it's more with the realization that the and this is just my interpretation, and maybe I'm projecting this because I kind of agree with this point of view, but it could be that the world we live in is increasingly less human friendly. And that's really the easiest way I can, say that concisely, which is wonderfully depicted in the video. I think that that is supposed to be like her wrestling with the idea that like she has to grow up and I'm trying to say this in a very concise way as best as I can, but like she has to like grow up and live in a world where you work the 9 to 5, you grind and you grind, and it usually isn't enough to take care of what you need to take care of in your life and in your family. And again, I may be just projecting, but like I feel like this is a commonly shared sentiment amongst people today, is that the modern world we are living in, and some would call it a postmodern, some would call it a postmodern world, just depending on your point of view, that the world we're living in is becoming increasingly less natural. And there are those of us who are becoming very frustrated with the idea that we have to survive in the world that is not only it at the state, but is becoming increasingly more so. And it is a rather devastating feeling. And to survive is to no longer live from this point of view. And I don't see it from a selfish point of view. I see it from like a point of view of like, this doesn't feel right. The way things are happening right now just doesn't feel right in my belly, in my soul. And again, I'm probably projecting this because I agree with the sentiment very much. And that's what I'm seeing here is like all of this, as I gesture vaguely, all of this shit going on. I'm late enough in the video, I can swear. All this shit going on, none of this is normal. None of this is natural. None of this is what we were meant to do. And some of us are starting to feel it in our bellies and in our hearts and our souls, and it's really starting to frustrate us. And I think that's what this song is about. Yeah, this video has gone on long enough. I'm probably gonna have to cut some of it out. Thank you, everybody who has made it this far. Thank you to the person who has introduced me to this artist and this song. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really appreciative of you specifically for that. Thank you so much for your support of my Patreon. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. If you've never heard of Beth Roars, please go check her out. Click the link in my description. Go check out her song that I just reacted to. Go check out her channel that this song is from, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.